nature that can overcome what he's saying. Who speaks in that way? Who speaks in a way that the starry and the celestial host has to listen? Who speaks in such a way that if he says the sun will not shine, it will not shine? He speaks in a way as if he tells a bird to stop flying, the bird will stop flying. If he tells a fish to walk, the fish will walk. Who is such a man that can speak with such authority? See, power, the authority that they're talking about here, it has no competitor. I love sports. I love football. I love basketball. And they always say, Father Time is what? Undefeated. But this person, this personality, this presence, this new teacher for the day, he speaks in such a manner as if he has defeated Father Time. As if he has within his little meager human body. You know, if I was God and I sent my son, he'd at least be big as Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, I'm just saying. He'd at least be that big. He'd have arms like Hulk Hogan or something, you know. Hulk Hogan showed those big arms. He would run like Usain Bolt. He would fly through the air like Michael Jordan. He'd be more beautiful than the most beautiful model. If I was picking, he'd be smarter than Einstein. If I was creating my representative in the earth, he would look so wonderful and majestic. It'd blow your mind. So who is this little dude talking to us as if he is the supreme ruler? For with authority commanded he, even the unclean spirits, and they do obey him. I'm going to talk to you just for a brief moment. I'm out of here. Talk to you for a brief moment about decree and declaring a thing in the earth. To decree and declare a thing in the earth. I dare you to determine and decide who you are in the earth. I dare you to decide and determine what force can superrule you in the earth. I dare you to declare and determine and decree your financial status in the earth. Yes, sir. What about your health? What about the quality of your relationship? What about your business? What about your career? What about your future? What about terrorism? I dare you to declare and decree as if you have the authority of Jesus backing you up. We're going to look at this lesson here, and I'm out of here. We're going to look at this lesson. I want to talk a little bit about decreeing a thing, and I'm going to talk about declaring a thing. If I flip them, I'm going to talk about declaring a thing, and I'm going to talk about decreeing a particular thing. And we're going to look at this text here. One thing I want you to understand, God has to have a sense of humor. When he does things, when he declares and he decrees, it just don't look right to us. He said, I have called another king. Saul, I'm in the Old Testament, way over there now, way over there. He said, Saul, I'm no longer pleased with him. He sent the prophet of God to go anoint the next king. He gave him a sense of where to go. He said, go to Jesse's house. Jesse had some beautiful sons. He had some sons that had arms like we would think the king should have. He had some that had the good looks like we would think the king to have. Some that had mental abilities like we would expect the king to have. So Jesse lined up his flock. And the answer was no, 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 no. And the prophet said, but God sent me here. God sent me here, so there must be another one. He said, well, I got another son, but I know you can't want him. I want you to know I don't care how many times you've been counted out. I don't care how many times there have been a negative prophecy over your life. I don't care how short in stature you may be financially. I don't care how weak your Rolodex or your contacts may be. I want you to know, if God declares and decrees a thing over your life, that thing shall come to pass. So here we find a little minute of a man, David. David gets anointed. David becomes king. You look it up when you get time. Then God calls his children of Israel. And he tells them, I know you in bondage. I hate you in bondage. I hate life's consequences have landed us in this situation. But I want you to know I am your Savior, and I will take you to a land of promise. You know the story. God brings them out of Egypt. He allows them to leave with the wealth of the land. He allows the oppressors to come. They walk through the sea. Many great things. Am I right or wrong? Amen. Why they never went into the promised land? Because it didn't look right in the natural. It didn't look like a land of promise. It didn't look like something that you were giving me. They got giants over there. They got big old. Why did we come from over there to be oppressed by this new group of giants? Because surely we can't defeat them. God is quite humorous in that way. Well, here comes the Messiah. Jews to this day are still looking for the Messiah. They believe that God is sending a Messiah, a Savior, a supreme ruler, someone to make them right with himself. They believe a Messiah is coming. They believe Jesus is coming. They just don't believe he came. The reason they don't believe he came, because he didn't do what they expected him to do. He didn't look like what they expected him to look like. He didn't move the way they expected him to move. And the Messiah has already come. I want you to understand that God is doing something in your life. And what God decides to do in your life, when you look through the natural, you may not be prepared in the natural for it. When you look in the natural, you may not have the resources, the tools, and the talents for him to birth that in your life. But I want you to know he is the birthing agent, not you. 2 points, and I'm out of here. How many?